Well, joining me today is team boss that you'll be familiar with from the British Touring Car Championship events in Ginetta Junior Racing, Ali Rushforth. Ali, thanks for joining us. Tell us who you're running and what are you running them in this year?
We've got Will Orton in Ginetta GT5 Challenge, Alex Lee in Fiesta Juniors, and hopefully another one in Fiesta Juniors as well that I can announce in a few days' time.
Well, so it looks like you've got a busy year ahead. I think Will raced in the Fiestas with you last year. I've got to ask the question. He's not related to Jamie Orton at all, is he?
Not that I know of. I don't know. I'll have to ask that. And do you know what? No, I don't know. It's the honest answer. He might be. Distant relation, I suppose.
Yeah, we'll have to clear that one up for the commentary. But his background was in the Fiestas with you last year. How did he do?
Last year was his first year of car racing. He'd done karting before. Opted for Fiesta Juniors for his first year rather than Ginetta Juniors. And he was second overall and first rookie. So, we can't complain. A great year, great first year in cars. And it's because of those results that we made the decision not to stick around and stay in juniors again, which, he is old enough, or young enough, should I say, to do another year of juniors. We decided to make that move up to senior racing. And I think he's going to be one of the youngest on the grid, if not the youngest.
That's a great thing with Ginetta racing, isn't it? That you can move up at 16. Some drivers will stay back in juniors at 17. Mm-hmm. It could go either way, but potentially probably more cost effective going in the challenge.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we always said last year, if he can have a great year and finish in the top 3 of Fiestas, there's no point going back. That's all the boxes would have been ticked there. We didn't think there was any point doing Ginetta Juniors for a single year. Yeah. I mean, Tom Leben obviously has done, and he was outstanding last year. But the reality is, for most people, Ginetta Juniors is a 2-year thing. Will, age-wise, can't afford 2 years in Ginetta Junior, so we just made the decision, right, well, let's go senior racing.
Yeah, a lot of people doing that now. I think it's a good thing, and it's great for us to be able to see those youngsters doing that on the grid. And obviously, yeah. Alex Lay, ex-Carter, moving into Fiestas with you and making the most of your experience from your season in the Fiesta Juniors.
Yeah, he joined us last year for 2 rounds. That was always his plan. He's another Carter. He's done British Champs. He's done European Championship stuff in X30. He came in at Silverstone and was great. Came back again and did the following round at Donington and finished 4th in the opening race. And he's up against drivers that had already done half a season at this point. They've gone away. They've done so much work on that car, and Alex is massively involved with that. He wants to learn the engineering side and how things work and how the car's put together, which I think is great. That's what I did. I think he's going to be at the front of Fiestas this year. What he does after that, who knows?
How's it been the last couple of seasons? Because we've seen your drivers, I'm predominantly thinking about Zach and Roman moving up into F4. So you must be proud to see those youngsters moving on after a grounding in senior car racing with yourselves.
Oh, immensely proud. I feel like the Arden Junior team in a way, because both have ended up going to Arden. No, it's great. It's been really hard work. You and Paul have sort of made comments before. I was a single car team in Ginetta Juniors, which isn't easy. By any stretch, the lads never really had anyone to work with out on track, so you're doing everything on your own. I wouldn't have changed any of it at all. I always said that I wanted to walk before I could run, and we've got the little truck and everything. I call it the Tonka toy because we've only got a small truck, small awning, but we've got everything that you need to run the cars and run it properly. And I think we've proved that over the last couple of years. Roman got podiums in his first year. Zach had podiums last year. We'll see if we can do it again in GT5s with Will this year.
Well, that's good. We're looking forward to it as ever. ITV viewers may not know as much about the BRSCC Fiesta Championship. the BRSCC and all the team behind that have worked so hard, haven't they, over the last couple of years? Like every championship, they've had ups and downs, more ups than downs, to be honest, but it's looking really good at the minute.
Oh, it's mega. It's really resurged over the last 12, 18 months. And, last year, I think there was one returning driver. The rest of the grid were all brand spanking new. This year, I think the grid's going to be sort of half and half, 50% returning drivers, 50% new drivers. I've been having conversations with the BRSCC and the people behind Fiesta Juniors to sort of implement a rookie championship, similar to Ginetta Juniors, to give first-year drivers something to aim for. So, hopefully that's something that they're going to do this year, and that'll inspire some new people onto the grid. They've got something to work for, and then, the following year they can go for the main championship.
And that pathway works, doesn't it? From Fiesta Juniors, we've seen drivers of the likes of Jerry Nicosia, who won the championship when I was working on it a few years ago, obviously moved up into Ginetta Juniors and then senior Ginetta, quick lad. And then latterly drivers like Isaac Smith, who came through, I think, Juniors, went into senior Fiesta, which is another option, and now he's in mini challenge with us on the tour.
Exactly. I mean, there's loads of names. Aidan Moffat, Charlie Liddell. Everyone knows of Aidan. Charlie obviously won Super Cup the other year. They were in the championship when I was involved in working in Fiesta Juniors first time around. So it was nice going back because it was familiar, and everyone there made me feel really, really welcome. We didn't go in with the we're from the Toka Paddock or anything like that. It's great. It is another great junior championship.
And in terms of the racing, obviously getting underway for the Toka package in May, does that mean that everybody's spending more money on testing this year because you've got this long gap now before we go racing?
Do you know what? Testing is such a funny subject at the minute because there's test days available. And we've looked online. I think we've done 3 days on track this year with Will. And Alex has had 1 day on track so far. But it's hard because some of the test days are listed as professional teams only. Some of them are semi-exclusive general test days, which to me, that would mean, if I was still racing an MG, I could go and do it. It's difficult at the moment. I'm finding because we don't know whether we should be doing it or shouldn't be doing it. Going back to because I'm only a small team, I can't afford the luxury of hiring a circuit exclusively for myself for the day. So that's just not an option. So hopefully, end of this month, things will become a little bit clearer as to what testing you can and can't do. I just want the world to go back to normal, really.
How does someone like Will make the move across from Fiesta Juniors up into Ginettas and, track time wise or, mental preparation wise?
I know he's on the simulator a lot. He's a teenager. He's 16. I think he'll be the youngest kid on the GT5 grid. He's in simulator territory. But really, he's jumped into it, and you'd have thought he'd raced one before. Yes, he did the junior scholarship end of 2019, I think it was, and he got a fair way in that. Then he's gone and raced front wheel drive for a season, albeit a shorter season. But he's jumped into the GT5 and he's taken to it like a duck to water. It's great, and his feedback is fantastic as well. For someone with such of such young years and not a great deal of Ginetta experience at all, his feedback of what he wants the car to do and what the car is doing is out of this world. It's mega. He's a joy to work with.
That's good to hear. Sticking with Ginetta, is it a case of have you kept the junior and upgraded it, or do you go and sort of chop it in at Ginetta?
No, it's a totally different car. Will and his family, they bought their own car that was a GT5 anyway, come with a decent spares package and everything. I've got a car that's currently, it's half a GT5 and half a Junior, which is available to rent out if anybody wants to do some GT5 racing this year. But no, it's a totally different car to what we used last year.
And you've still got your MG tucked away, I think. So again, people might not know that I commentated on the MG Trophy for a few years, which again is a terrific championship. We've not seen you in that for a while.
No, ever since I took up this as employment, I just haven't had time. The car's sat there. It's sat ready to go under a cover, locked away, bless it. I had planned on doing MG Live last year, which is obviously, as you know, it's MG Car Club's big one weekend event where, you know, everything MG, it's not just circuit stuff, it's off-track entertainment as well. And that date was when touring cars were at Alton, and obviously juniors weren't at Alton last year. So I thought, oh, hello, you know, could go and have a play. But then COVID hit and MG Live got cancelled. And to be honest, I've not really looked at dates this year. I wouldn't mind playing. I keep saying I've not given up. But the more I keep saying I've not given up, the less I seem to be doing anything about it.
The youngsters could end up coaching you, couldn't they?
Do you know, that's an idea. I mean, I have got an idea, and I don't want to say anything just in case people, A, people laugh, and B, it doesn't happen. But there is a chance I could be doing something, and my juniors might be in, juniors and Will. I can't refer to Will as a junior. Alex and the other juniors and Will, they might be involved in some way, shape or form. But I will see. It's all down to time at the end of the day. You know, we're juggling Fiestas and the GT5s. Luckily, there's no date clashes as it stands now. If calendars have to change, and that's more the Fiesta calendar changing than the GT5 calendar. But if anything changes, then who knows?
In terms of Ginetta, you've got double bubble, haven't you, with the challenge, because you get to race on the touring car program for a few rounds. And also exactly, that other high spot of racing with British GT. So it's a lovely environment for those drivers.
Yeah, no, I think they're going to love it. And, you know, I think it's going to be really useful for him moving forward, because I think ultimately Will's goal is something like British GT and stuff like that. So, you know, this is the first step on a path to a career in GT racing for him. So being around both paddocks is great. I mean, it puts the pressure on him a little bit, because the first round of GT5 challenge is now Thruxton touring cars opening weekend. So there's no sort of build up and find your feet and get to know everybody. No, it's straight in front of the TV cameras for that one.
Well, it's a good thing for the youngsters, isn't it, to get in? And they're resilient, as you say, moving from front-wheel drive to rear-wheel drive. They'll just get on with it.
Yeah. That's another reason why I'm not going to say what I might be doing, because I don't know if I don't know if I could make that transition quite as well.
Well, Ali, thanks for joining us today, and we look forward to seeing you on the grid at Thruxton, mate.
Thank you, mate. See you later. Take care.